This presentation is about the Health Literacy Questionnaire, or HLQ. Before I talk about the HLQ, I just want to give some background about health literacy. So health literacy is the ability to understand, access and use health information and health services to make decisions about health. It includes reading and writing, but is much more than that. It's about the characteristics of a person, things like their skills, their knowledge, motivation and beliefs, plus the resources and supports that they need to be able to access, understand, appraise and use information and services to make decisions about their health and the health of others. People need health literacy to be able to access and use healthcare, interact with health services and providers, to self-manage health, and to participate in health decision making. Accurate measurement of health literacy is essential if we're to truly understand the needs of our communities. Health literacy is a multidimensional concept and so needs multidimensional measurement. The Health Literacy Questionnaire is an example of a multidimensional measurement tool. It examines 9 areas of health literacy across 9 different scales. And these are the 9 scales of the HLQ. These 9 scales reflect the things that people need to be able to access, understand, appraise and use information and services to make decisions about their health. That is, they reflect health literacy. So these 9 different scales each comprise between 4 to 6 questions, so there's 44 questions in total. The HLQ is divided into 2 parts, and this is an example here of a scale from the first part of the questionnaire. So people are asked to say how strongly they disagree or agree with the following statements. So you can see the response options on the right hand side ranging from strongly disagree, disagree, agree or strongly agree. So there's 5 questions in this particular scale, and people that score more highly across these 5 questions tend to recognise the importance of and are able to take responsibility for their own health. People who don't score so well in these questions don't tend to see their own health as their responsibility, and they're not engaged in their health care. This is an example of a scale from part 2 of the questionnaire. So here people are asked to say how difficult or easy it is for them to be able to, for example, make sure that healthcare providers understand your problems properly. And the response options are on the right hand side. They range from cannot do or always difficult to always easy. I'm just going to talk about administering the HLQ now. So the HLQ can be administered in multiple settings, for example in the clinic or hospital, at home or in the community. The questionnaire was designed to be administered verbally. This was its initial key requirement because people with lower health literacy often do struggle to read and write. If administered verbally, it can be administered by telephone or face-to-face. People can also complete the questionnaire themselves using pen and paper. Again, this can be done face-to-face. The questionnaire can be posted out to people, or it can be done in a group setting. And the questionnaire can also be administered online. The questionnaire can be administered by anybody who's received some simple training such as this. For example, clinicians, care workers, volunteers or administration staff. When you are introducing the HLQ, it's important to minimise embarrassment as much as possible. For this reason, we don't call it the Health Literacy Questionnaire, we call it Understanding Health and Healthcare. This is because some people may feel ashamed or stigmatised about their literacy difficulties. So it's important that we anticipate people's potential problems where we can. People who you think might have difficulty reading or writing, people with poor eyesight, physical disability or limited education, and people who fear questionnaires or research. All these people need to be included. So it's really important that the questionnaire is not imposed as a written questionnaire with people, that they are always given the option of a verbal administration. And you can do this in a sensitive and safe way, asking questions such as, perhaps you forgot to bring your glasses with you, or some people actually prefer to do this kind of thing just by chatting. How about you? There are things that people like and dislike about the HLQ. For example, some people like the fact that it's a simple questionnaire and it's written in spoken language that they can understand. It's highly relevant to most people's daily lives. What some people dislike is the length of the questionnaire and the sense of repetition, which I'll talk about shortly. and also not being able to provide an exact answer. For example, we ask a question such as, I have plenty of people who can come to healthcare appointments with me. People sometimes like to be able to quantify that answer. What do you mean by plenty? There's a few general tips here for administration. Read the full questions slowly. Really important that the questions are never elaborated upon or explained or prompted. If somebody can't answer a question, move on to another question and come back to this one later. I'm just going to go through some frequently asked questions now. The most common question is, how long does it take? Depends very much on the setting and the client group, but the usual administration time if somebody is writing the answers down themselves is between 10 to 20 minutes. If you're asking the questions of somebody, it can take between 12 to 25 minutes. Some questions appear to be asking the same thing, and as I mentioned earlier, there's 9 scales in the HLQ, 4 to 6 questions per scale. Each scale measures one aspect of health literacy, and so the questions in that scale are measuring the same thing. The questions are subtly different in that they represent slightly increasing difficulty of a task or extent of a person's knowledge about something. There isn't a don't know or unsure response option because respondents will tend to tick these options if it's there, but such options tell us nothing. The way the HLQ is worded actually forces respondents to agree or disagree or say if they can or cannot do something. If a client says that they don't understand a question, don't answer it for them. Don't explain or reword the question at all, and don't give them examples. They need to answer the questions according to their understanding. I find that if you say something like, just answer it as best you can, this can actually sound a bit condescending. So I'll try something like, well, there isn't actually a right or wrong way to answer the question. It's most important that you answer it from your own experience and according to how you understand what it's asking you. And then finally, what about those clients who are really difficult to engage? We know that health literacy tends to be lower amongst more socially isolated and disadvantaged individuals, and these are the people that are usually not included in research because they are often very difficult to engage. But if we want our data to accurately reflect the needs of these real people, then it's vitally important that we capture information from them. They are likely to be the most time-consuming and may have the most difficulty filling in the HLQ, but they are the people who will benefit the most. For further information about the HLQ and its applications, please go to ophelia.net.au.